Hi there. Hello. Oh, there we go. There's the light. Hi and welcome. It's Amy from the Mindful Soul Center. So today I am doing a live, which I don't normally do very often. And I'm excited because there's 200 subscribers to the channel. So thank you. Namaste. I appreciate that. Feel free to comment here and I will respond when I can. But I wanted to actually make a video today because we're ending 2020 soon and we're going into the new year. And we had a full moon a few hours ago. So it's still full and we have all that energy of the full moon. So I wanted to actually walk you through something today, and based on another person, something that I attended, which I really, really loved. So I'm not going to do exactly what they did, but I am going to use this thing that where we prepare a kind of statement for the new year. So I'll go over that, but first I wanted to just talk about the new year and like what's coming ahead, what we can leave behind. And I just would like to open this with a little quietness. So if you can close your eyes and breathe in and out through your nose, I am going to just ask, do a little kind of purifying here. So I don't know if you believe in whatever your belief system is. This is not like set in any kind of thing, but this is just kind of like, I like to have some sage for energy clearing to kind of call in to clean the energy. I know that's like very woo or whatever, but I'm a little woo. So I really would love for you to join me here, to stay on, and please comment and let me know that you're here. What I'm doing is I'm just cleaning the space a little, so you can also join me with that. But in the meantime, actually, you can get a piece of paper and a pen to write down some things, because I'm going to give you some statements that you can write down to prepare for the new year. But right now we're just starting with this. So feel free to relax for a moment, and we're going to just kind of clean the air with a little singing bowl. Breathe in and out through your nose and relax. Just kind of find your center. Now, something that I've never done on this channel before, which I actually did today, is I actually picked a few cards from some of the decks that I have. I sometimes share a card in the group, but I'm going to start there, and then we'll then you make sure you have your pen and paper so you can write down the guidelines for creating your statement. And so basically, I used something called the Cosmic Tarot deck by Norbert Losch. I don't know how you pronounce his name. And I just picked a single card, and the card was Justice. And look at her, like eyes are beaming, like some kind of old movie or something, right? But there's the two scales, and there's like the sun and the moon. And it's always, the thing about justice is that really, I think as we're going into the new year, we want to think about balance. And maybe a lot of things that happened over the last few years, we've been in a kind of imbalanced kind of situation. We haven't really maybe been attentive enough and concerned about like what our consequences are all the time. And justice speaks of that, of having balance, the consequences of our actions, acting from integrity. So I'm just kind of going to tell you like these like little statements about the couple of cards, because I think they're going to relate to our next exercise, where we're going to set some goals and create this kind of statement for the new year. So I think a question to think about is like, what are your current circumstances now during this year, during 2020? Where did you arrive in your personal life, in your work life, in how you're feeling? let's see, your health, your health, your attitude towards your environment, your I mean, can obviously a lot of people's workspaces either disappeared or now they're working from home, and that created like a whole bunch of other challenges. So kind of maybe take some time. So what I'm going to do is give you these guidelines. So maybe tomorrow on the 31st or later today or whatever, you can take some time to make this kind of statement, and then to reflect on these things. So the next thing is, so yes, that I don't do a lot of lives, so I know I have one watcher here. That's it, but hopefully, some more people will join, and maybe the person who's watching will comment, or maybe be freaked out that I said something and disappear. I don't know, but be conscious of your environment, like giving and taking, like even about the earth itself. Like let's think about not just in our home environment, but in our local community, in our town, our city, in our state, in our county, in whatever space that we're in. Let's think about that. Like just think about what we're doing to the earth in general. Like how are we living? So these are just, now is a really good time to think about this stuff as we're ending the old year and entering into a new time period. So the other card that I picked was from a deck, the Osho deck, and it was the Eight of Fire, and it is Traveling is the name of it. So the message really from that is generally Osho says life is a continuous journey. We're on a pilgrimage. But I'm not going to read just what Osho says. I'm going to just talk about some things that I wrote down about this. So again, like what way are we being in the world on our journey? And one of the things in this message, which is kind of interesting, because now I'm going to ask you to think about like goals for the new year and what you want to do for the new year. But at the same time, we also want to be not concerned necessarily with the outcome of those goals. So we want to kind of surrender to what is, but we also don't want to like be blindly traveling on a path. We want to be prepared. So like what's in your rucksack? What's in your knapsack or backpack or whatever you call it? What is in it? What are you carrying into the new year? So will you bring what? Something, or what won't you carry into the new year? So it's always the both sides, right? What you're going to bring into the new year and what you're going to let go of that no longer serves you. Are you going to let go of bad habits? I mean, that's also judgment stuff, but things that don't serve you, things that hurt you. Are you going to let go of attachments? Are you going to bring with you a new attitude, a more positive attitude? Now, I'm not saying that like you can just this kind of like positive attitude of denial and just everything's so great, because let's face it, 2020 was a very challenging year for a lot of people on so many levels. So but do we want to become apathetic, or do we want to have some faith in the future and faith in each other and faith that we can get through this and that we can create like this kind of life that we really want? Now, one of the things is a lot of people are like this whole like new age, abundant life kind of stuff. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And, this kind of like trick of the law of attraction type stuff. I'm not really talking about that. I am saying, yes, you can bring things into your life. But I think taking personal responsibility for your actions now and what those consequences are. We can't control everything, but we can, when we're acting pretty much with a good intentions, even if it doesn't work out the way that we want, if we have a pure heart, then things are going to be better in general. I mean, if you're I'll just give like a kind of simple, like a concrete example. So if you don't pay your internet bill, your internet is going to get turned off. and you knew that you had to pay it, and you need your internet for whatever, for your work or whatever, this kind of stuff. So like, there's a consequence to not doing that. And then all of a sudden you put yourself in more dire straits because you didn't pay your internet bill. So I know that's kind of like a vague thing, but I think that's a really good example because um, in our life, when we just choose to make like a decision that we know that's going to hurt us in the long run, it can spin out of control and make things even worse and worse and worse. Now, there's clearly tons of things that we can't help. There are accidents and there are physical problems that, earthquakes and heart attacks and whatever. There are things that happen that we can't necessarily control, but we can take the proper steps and we can take responsibility. We can do the best that we can. But when we're kind of apathetic and not doing that, how are we going to travel through this life? That's my point. And I'm sorry, but I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit. Not that I'm trying to make a point here. I'm not used to doing these live. So, bear with me on that. So embrace and accept whatever comes your way. So even if something that isn't what we consider, good or bad with little quote marks, if those are judgments, because sometimes things that happen even later on, we'll look back and we'll be like, oh, that was a good thing, even though we thought it was bad at the time. So the other thing is like with our little backpack or rucksack, what are we bringing with us? I mean, what are we letting go of? So these are the things, think of that. And then be open to the adventure, to new experience, have openness, open your heart, open your mind. Mind is probably even better than opening your heart. Maybe protect that a little bit. So those are the cards that I picked. I also picked one last one, and I'm actually going to just read you that description because it's more like a guide. And I like these. This is, what's his name? Kyle Gray's card. It's the Keepers of the Light. And this is the Master Buddha that was picked today. And it's increased awareness. So I think that's essentially what I'm asking you to do, is to be aware about what you're bringing with you into the new and year with you. So I'll just quickly read a little message about Master Buddha, if I can actually find him in the book. I'm sure I can. I really like his messages a lot. They're very succinct. Where is Master Buddha? What happened? Here we go. Okay, so deep connection, trust your inner voice. Yes, so trust yourself when you're making these decisions. So, okay, so here's kind of the extended message. I'm not even going to talk about the Buddha himself because you can read about. Actually, I'll put a link in the comments maybe, because there was something in a magazine recently about a big long essay about Buddha's life and some of the myths about the real factual data. Anyway, so you are moving beyond the illusions that fear has created so that you can be more focused on your priorities and what is serving you on this path. Ironic path. All suffering eventually comes to an end, and acknowledging how you really feel and what occurred in order for you to feel this way will help you move beyond it. Call on Master Buddha now to help you remember you are part of something that is greater than suffering. The wheel of karma is turning in your favor, and all your acts of kindness and goodness will benefit you. Thoughts may arise now that solve issues in your life. Home relationships or work, they are being sent to you from your inner teacher, the Buddha within. So you do have a lot of power. You are not some kind of, puppet that is being controlled by other people. You have a lot of power. So let us take this time now to just go through this sequence. So I hope you have a pen and a paper, and I can actually put like the few statements in the comments also. But the first thing is I want you to think about life as something beyond just your physical body, and to remember that you are the cosmos. You are part of this whole big giant picture. So what the first step is to contemplate some of these things that I was talking about. Write down some goals for 2021. It could be romantic goals, it could be non-romantic goals, it could be work goals, it can be family goals, it can be, you can make it from something very simple to something more complex and broad. And take either, if you have a journal or something like that, you can write it in there. But take some time to really think about that. Like maybe just a couple of things. What would you like to happen in the new year? And then, or maybe you can also, another little method is taking a jar and writing them down, maybe 10 things on pieces of paper and throwing them in there. And at the end of the year, you can, or every few months, you can even look and see how you're coming along on your goals. Are these things coming into your life? So the first statement to write, and Kiki says hello, here she is on the side, is I am a, and then you're going to fill in the blank. So I am a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a creator, an innovator, and a teacher, whatever it is. You can be whatever you want. No one's stopping you from fulfilling your purpose to whatever that is. So I am a blank. So you can say something like, you can add a bunch of adjectives with that too. So I am a blah, blah, blah creator, or I am a nurturing, loving mother. I am a successful, prosperous entrepreneur. I am a creator of X, Y, and Z. So, like, I will actually read you what I wrote. I said, I am a creator, a prosperous, successful creator that makes the world a better place for all beings. I know that sounds a little, dreamy, but we all have goals. That's mine. So, and then the next statement is, I am calling in. So you would write, I am calling in X, Y, and Z. It could be something very specific. It could just be something, a feeling. I am calling in a life where I feel free. I am calling in abundance and joy. I am calling in gratitude. I am calling in the people or the tools to manifest my desires. I am calling in blah, 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 whatever. You figure out what you want. And we don't want to make it too long because we're going to be reading this daily or, once a week for the whole year. So then we have, this is my time too. And so that's the third statement. So we have, I am calling in, and then this is my time to what? What is it your time to do? What is 2021 to you? And I will share what I wrote. This is my time to flourish. My cup runneth over, so I can share with others my abundance, prosperity, and fulfill my purpose. So that's kind of vague, maybe, because you can get more specific even. Like you can not to fulfill your purpose. I'm not sharing you all my details, but that's basically the idea. So it is your time to receive love. It is your time to go forth and take a new position. It is my time to get a degree. It is my time to whatever it is your time to. Okay, so then number 4, the statement number 4 is again an I am statement. And that statement is something like, I am open to receive the gifts of the universe. I am worthy. I am a person who welcomes new adventures. I am, and this is more of like a kind of affirmation of receivership and receiving the abundance and creating a life for yourself that you want. And then the last statement, and so it is, and it is so. Okay, so now I will write that in the description, those little statements that you can fill in, and maybe I'll even put a link to something that you can download. I haven't created that yet, so you'll have to give me an hour or so. But the next thing is that what I want you to do with this is once you have kind of thought about your goals and you've created your goals, then take a few moments to kind of quiet your mind, and then you can either burn a candle, you can do a tea light, or you can do like a real, a longer candle or something, and you can even infuse the candle. And we'll go over that in a second. But what you can do is then do like it's called like Trataka, but it's a concentrated gazing. So you can take some time, and if you have a tea light or another small candle, it can even be a bigger candle too. But you can take some time and you can meditate on after you fill out your goals and make your kind of statement. You can read that statement back, and you can actually repeat it over and over while you are gazing at this candle. So that is basically like this little ritual that you can do for the new year and for your life ahead in the next month or year or however long. But I will tell you, like, so you can, I bought like a little box of candles, like these like little mini ones, but then you can even use a longer one or whatever. But what you can do is you can take just a pen, you can take a stone, a toothpick, whatever you want, and you can write in your candle. Like in this one, I actually prepared it already. So I wrote in there some different words, and I wrote things like fulfill my purpose. And I honestly have to tell you, I wrote a bunch of stuff, and I couldn't even tell you all of it. It's hard to see in this light. But basically, it was like, all these kind of little affirmations. Anyway, so tomorrow on the 31st, I am going to do a meditation and burn this and think about my statements about what I'm calling into new life. So that is the kind of little ritual for tomorrow. But so what I'd like you to do today, though, is then now just take a moment with me to close your eyes. And you can either put your hands in like the lotus mudra, which is making a little lotus and in front of your heart, or you can put your hands on your lap. Or you can, in another mudra with like your fingers together like this, and then your arms are extended out, but your feet are on the floor. So just close your eyes and relax. And I want you to think about a place, a very comfortable place for you. So it can be on the beach, it can be in the mountains, it can be in your home, it can be anywhere. Whereas it can be in total darkness, whatever you want. Imagine this place, and I want you to imagine a fire. And I want you to stand in front of that fire. It can be a tiny fire, it can be a candle fire, it can be a fire that is like a campfire, it can be a bonfire, whatever it is that you want it to be. And I want you to think about the element of fire. And I want you to think now about taking your hands and putting them in your mind's eye, or even in real life, however you want to put your hands, if you're not in a mudra or something, just as that you're putting your hands together, like cupping them, and you are thinking about all of the things that you don't want to carry in your little pack that you're carrying with you next year on your back. I'm going to put all of the things that no longer serve you. They could just be outdated ideas, an old belief system that no longer serves you or that is holding you back. It can be anything that you feel is holding. You might not even know exactly what it is. You can just call upon your whatever you believe in, to help you to just be free of all of the things that are obstacles that are keeping you from really standing in your power and living the life that you want. So imagine putting all of them in your hands, and then if it's a bonfire, I guess you're just going to have to throw them at the fire. But if it's a little campfire or something smaller, you can just let them open your hands and let them fall into the fire and let them dissolve. Let them go. And remember, you are a powerful being. And take some time. Imagine them burning away. Now slowly open your eyes, and then just place your hands at your heart. And I bow to you. Namaste. Let me know how it goes in the comments if you do this. I will put the questions in the description or statements. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Namaste. Happy New Year.